everyone! It just makes me so happy to wear this Christmas outfit. I have my hat, I have my new Disney apron. So it's exciting because we will be making Christmas cookies. And today there will be lemon ones. These are so good, so I hope that you will enjoy the video and you will go get some ingredients and make them on your own because you will not regret it. They are hard to resist. So let's start with the ingredients. We will need 1½ cup all-purpose flour, half a cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon baking powder. We will need a zest out of half a lemon and also 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice, which gives the cookies amazing lemon flavor. That's why they're lemon cookies. Then we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 egg yolks, 1 stick of butter, and for everybody outside of US, this is 113 grams. So just so you know, because I get the questions a lot. Then we will connect these cookies with the jam. I recommend using jam, not preserve, because preserve has pieces of fruit and that's hard to connect the cookies without breaking them. Here I have blackberry, but you can use any jam you like. Then we will put frosting on, and for that we will need half a cup of powdered sugar and 2½ teaspoons freshly squeezed lemon juice. So let's start to create these amazing cookies. Into a mixing bowl, add 1½ cups all-purpose flour, half a cup granulated sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon baking powder. Now we will be adding a zest from half a lemon. Let's mix the dry ingredients. Add 2 egg yolks. Add 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And I have a beautiful mug, of course. Disney. Love Disney. 2 tablespoons. And lastly, we will add softened butter, 1 stick. So I recommend have it sit out in a room temperature for at least an hour or about an hour. And if you forgot, then you can put it in a microwave for about 10-15 seconds to soften it up. And now we will be mixing all this together. I have here KitchenAid mixer and there is a hook attachment. So let's start mixing on slow, just to first mix it in so it doesn't splash all over the dry ingredients out of the bowl. And then we can add a little bit more speed when it gets more incorporated. I added a little more speed. It starts to get together as one dough, and that's perfect. And this is good. This is all it can do. And now we will connect it with our hands, just to kind of make a ball out of it. But this is already great dough. This is perfect. Cover it up and let it sit in a fridge for 1 hour. 1 hour is done, so let's first preheat the oven to 350. Prepare a baking sheet with the baking paper on. And let's start to work on our dough. You will need to sprinkle some flour on your board. Just spread it around. Cut a piece of dough, and first it starts hard, but it will soften up soon. If you have it sitting more than 1 hour, you might need more time for it to soften up because of the butter. But I will just work with my rolling pin and use flour as needed if it gets sticky. And I just shake it around so it doesn't stick to the board. And you want to go pretty thin on the dough because it has baking powder, it will go up a little bit. It's a nice dough to work with. So let's roll it thin, and you might need to just lift it up carefully and put more flour underneath. And if you are not feeling so comfortable to do it super thin, you can do it thicker, that's fine. You might just need to bake it a little longer. I like it thin, and as you see, it's almost see-through, so this is perfect. I got these amazing cutters in the Czech Republic. I like to use small ones because this dough doesn't make as many, so you don't want to just have a large cookies. This way anybody can try and have just a little one, but you can use any shapes you like. I just want to do all the same looking, and we will do one row with a whole one, and then another row with the middle cut out. This way when we put the marmalade in, it nicely will show. One row is done with the regular ones, and now with the hole in the middle. And this is so cool because you push it and the middle stays in. Just make sure you have the same amount of pairs, so you don't have too many without the holes or with the holes, because as soon as it's baked, it's over. So now we will be reusing this cutout dough, and also I got the middles out of this form. You can use a straw to push it out. And now I cut a little more of a dough. And now we will just work it all together. You can just work it like that. We sprinkle flour so it doesn't get stick to the board. A little bit on your rolling pin too. I'll lift it up, put more flour, or just move it around. So here we have first tray, and as you see, I have one row without hole, one row with hole, and also I make sure I have them paired up. And now let's bake it for 7 minutes on 350. But look at how your oven bakes. While we wait for the first tray to be baked, we can already work on the second one. So I recommend using 2 baking sheets. And here I got a thicker straw, and you can just easily pop this out. So it's perfect. This is when I will be adding this one into a dough later to work with. So now I will be doing the other tray. And they look perfect. Some of the thinner ones will be having a little darker bottom like these ones, but they look perfect now. And as you see, they kind of rise, so they are bigger. We need to let it sit here for a few minutes, and then we can put it on a platter. I want to show you, if you don't have a cutter like this that already makes the holes, how to make a hole. So you got a straw that's large, and you just press like this, and you have a small hole. Just do it on a tray and make a holes all on a tray. This way you don't have to deal with picking it up after there is a hole, because it could get deformed. Now we can pick it up, and I recommend already pairing them. So you flip it like this, because it will be easier to put the jam on and just connect them. Now we can reuse the tray, just make sure it's not super hot, because it would melt the dough. When the cookies are more on a thicker side, it's better to bake them for 8 minutes. This way they are for sure done. So they should have a little color like on the edges, you can see the brown spots, so 7-8 minutes. After the cookies are cooled off, we can start connecting them with jam. Like this. Now we'll connect it. When you squeeze, it will spread out more, but looks beautiful. And then we will be frosting them all. I recommend that you put the cookies on one layer, not stack them on top, because it will be easier when we will be frosting them. We'll be working on our frosting. Here is ½ cup of powdered sugar, and let's sift it. This way it will not clog our piping bag if there are any chunks of powdered sugar. Let's add 2½ teaspoons lemon juice, freshly squeezed. You will need the whisk attachment, and let's try with spatula. Push the sugar down so it can mix it easily with the lemon juice. We will need to start on low and combine this. And we can add speed as soon as you don't see any powdered sugar flying around. It's not as much of it because we are not making as many cookies, so it's not as easy for the whisk, but it's okay. It will work, just need to scrape it a little more. So I will finish just mixing it with my spatula. This looks perfect. This is how you fill the piping bag the easy way. I have here tip number 2 with a small hole. Make the opening, and now with the spatula I put the frosting in. And now you want to be careful, because if it's too runny it might start already running through the tip. So I just push it down, and you can put your finger here and just try to decorate. I just do simple like this. And this should last on all of them. Now they are all frosted, and you have to let it dry because it takes some time for the frosting to dry up before we will store them away. This is it, and now it's time to taste test them. So let's go for it. They start on a crunchy side, and then the marmalade will soften them up. Wow. Oh, and now it kicks in. The sour and the sweet together, and it's like, it's hard to explain the feeling, because there is also the zest, and as you chew it releases more flavor. This is so amazing. We love this so much, and everybody who tried that really like them. They are so tiny that you can just put the whole thing in your mouth, and they're so good, and I hope you will give it a try. And if you do, let me know. I would love to see your photos. And I hope that you have amazing Christmas time and all the best for the New Year's. Bye guys. Merry Christmas.